Ladies and gentlemen, today we are recording about the king of cryptocurrencies this year having an outstanding returns, Bitcoin. So today we will delve into this fascinating and often polarizing world of cryptocurrencies, and the words and most well-known crypto is the Bitcoin itself, born out of desire for a decentralized and digital form of currency, right now dreaming of these spot ETFs. So without any further ado, let's head on to our first element of presentation. So is it time to buy Bitcoin? So whether you are a seasoned crypto enthusiast or a curious newcomer, there will be everything you need to know about sentiment, technicals, fundamentals, so also trading or investment idea. So let's dive into first chart. So at first, let's head on to what's going on with miners that are maintaining the network. That's the very crucial entity on the market. Without them, there won't be any type of a decentralized structure at all. So Bitcoin hash rate is rising, and it means that more and more units are joining the structure. So even though the price itself is standing still, it looks like it's accumulating for something that may come over right after. Right here, we can find that the short squeeze has happened due to this spot ETFs type of a positive news, and it really skyrocketed the price to 35.5k USD. So what lies ahead? Let's find out at the miners outflow. So normally miners outflow is symbolizing that when the miners are finding the infrastructure, the ecosystem that is out of sense to be maintained due to, for instance, the economical perturbances or any other headwinds, they are just chasing out another type of a returns somewhere, and they turning off the mining business overall. So through observing this type of a metrics, we can find that with even greater daily issuance of Bitcoin and also very high Bitcoin average mining costs, they are not really outflowing. There are some spikes, but that's nothing that may concern us. Something that may resemble the time of the late 2021 or beginning of 2022. So right now it's still a normal type of a behavior that may eventually not weigh down on the stock, on the crypto valuation. Alright, so as of next, let's find out at more on-chain data, that's exchange rate ratio. So even though the price has risen, we are right now on the outflow of whales, so it means that many of them hasn't yet joined the party. Back in 2021, when it was September and back even July, we had a major spike of whales. Right now they are not really finding an opportunity for them, so it means that the spot is mainly driven by this rally. And when it comes to POL multiple, that's very important metrics. So that's used to analyze Bitcoin's market cycle by examining the relationship between the daily issuance of new Bitcoins and the 365-day moving average of that issuance value. So that's very popularized ratio recently, and it can provide insights into the relative value and the overall market sentiment on BTC. And right now we can find that we are right in the middle, not oversold, but still accumulating for another rally for what it may happen right after supposedly fourth quarter of is it fourth? It was the halving is in the second, but the majority of bull runs happen in the fourth quarter of 2024. So that may be the time to thrive for that number of active addresses. Just look at this metric. So we can find right here that even though the market was in a kind of a turbulences. The cataclysmic mode is off right now, and the active addresses are thriving. So it means that many more users are flowing into this structure again. So that's also very important indeed. The next one we have MVRV. MVRV is right now getting above 1 point, so it suggests that Bitcoin might be overpriced because its current value is way more than what people initially bought it for. Right now it may be a little bit overbought, but in a longer term horizon it shouldn't really bring us to the conclusion that Bitcoin, due to this analysis, is overbought, as what we've seen right back in 2021 and 2022. We were far higher from where we are sitting right now, so it's still multiple times to get these levels. So what about the other on-chain very important data? Let's look at the exchange reserves. So right here you can find that exchange reserves are showing that the investors are getting these funds out of the centralized entities. So it's a aftermath of this FTX type of a collapse, and that means that this trust in this third party entities has crashed, and that's why, even though the investors are buying Bitcoin, they are just transferring this out of the exchanges. So that's overall positive. So it means and it means that they really have made their homework and just taking care of the funds indeed. In terms of estimated leverage ratio, just look at this. That's also very nice finding. We can find that many of the shorts has been squeezed, and that's why this metrics is being resetted, and we are more prone to rise higher with those shorts being squeezed out. So we are right now in the uncharted territory where we haven't been since 1.5 years, and the next resistance is a little bit overhead. So still we have a chance to thrive, but about where we are sitting at right now on Bitcoin on the charts, I will talk about it later. When it comes to another finding that's taken by volume, right now we can find it also that market is showing to be a bit oversold. That's why the takers right now are in a spike. So it means that a consolidation before another leg forward is somewhat expectable. Right now, let's find out at another very important finding that's predominant cycle, and that's very nice finding that I wanted just to shed light on. And back in 2022, we had a high of the previous cycle, and normally if we just have a track of the days since the previous high to the next one, it takes, and it took already around 1060 days. That was at first one 1190, right after it's 1060, so it may be around 1000 days to new ATH. So it may get us to around October of 2024 with these corrections. Also bottom to ATH that was around 1060 days. So it obviously add up, and is also confluenced by this BTC halvings cycle. So that's very interesting indeed. So at the next elements of on-chain, there is a net unrealized profit loss, and that's the also very crucial metrics that is used to assess the overall sentiment and market dynamics of BTC, and it analyzes the average profit of loss for bitcoins in circulation based on their purchase price. So NUPL can provide insights into the behavior of Bitcoin holders and the potential of market trends. And right here you can find it. We are in this middle of the cycle with the yellow line. We are still not over bought, but getting closer to this territory. Still, we have a room to grow. The next one is the open interest. Right now it's lagging the price, but it's rising, so it means that much more participants are about to join the catch this bandwagon. At the bottom we have the spend output profit ratio. That's also kind of important metric used to analyze the profit or loss of Bitcoin transactions, and it calculates the ratio of the price at which Bitcoins were spent to the price at which they were acquired. So it's a tool assessing market sentiment and behavior of Bitcoin holders. Right now we are at the green, so it also is showing that we are right now a bit oversold, but it may be just the beginning of a bull run, as it was back in 2021. Now we had this initial spikes followed by much of a stronger rally. So it's very interesting where will get us to. In terms of hodl waves, that also giving us a hint of what may come next, and it unfortunately showing that resistance may come. So right here you can find that these are holders right here with this a little bit more greenish, yellowish greenish type of a field is the one of the most widening type of a chart. So it means that those holders that were buying back in 2021 and 2022, somewhere around 30, 40 and 50,000 levels, right now still are holding a position. So it means that many of them want to get out from Bitcoin on this breakout even point where they won't lose nothing, even though they were holding throughout over 2 years. So it means that many of them were buying back in the prices of where we are sitting a little bit lower than what was back in 2021, 2022. So it's a little heavy resistance should be observed around this 30, 40, 50,000 bucks, and that's what we expect to happen. Right now, very important element in order to comprehend where we are sitting right now on Bitcoin is positioning of traders. Commitment of traders report is showing commercials consisting of producer, merchants, processors, so swap dealers on the market. It's on red. And the next green line is non-commercials and large speculators that are right now running away, and the small speculators on blue right now showing the real strength. So it looks like the small investors might be trapped eventually by this higher prices, but what we know and what the history taught us is that whales and large speculators are not buying when the price is rising. They are buying on corrections. Therefore, right here it means like the dump money is falling for the trap. They might be buying at those valuations, but it may be eventually like clustering for next months with this resistance being held. On the below chart, you have also the commitments of traders, financial traders report being symbolized by on red dealer intermediary, not really visible right here, but I'll get back to this in a sec. Green line is asset manager, blue line leveraged funds, and on orange other participants. So right now it looks like leveraged funds are running away with the dealer intermediaries, and asset managers are pretty stable. So it means that right now those small fishes are chasing the train, and there might be another opportunity to come over that I will talk about in a moment. That's also Bitcoin summary COT futures. That's in another graph that you also may pause and study for yourself. So right here, right now, we are going through a kind of heavy rally, and I will talk about where we are at the chart with weighted funding rate right now skyrocketing. So I'm just sending you to interactive chart on a trading view, and you can find right here that on daily we are starting to build some little of bearish type of a momentum. However, still unshaken as this previous candle, the bullish one, is still covering the total of this bearishness of this Thursday. So on 4-hour chart, with this doji candle, we are right now just being pressured into this previous demand zone. This demand zone is built up by those candles that have formed this local trough. For that to set without crossing and breaking through this buy zone around 33.60ish and 34k, we are nowhere near from selling to the lower valuation. Right here, this demand pressure should work out and may send the Bitcoin price even higher. But when it comes to daily chart and also weekly, we may find that we are very close from the resistance. So this next resistance should be found around 37k up to 37.8. So it means that for those that haven't bought yet, I would steer clear from Bitcoin unless you are a very advanced, very professional type of a trader and wanna just trade this second possible leg higher. But for this one, I would hang on for a little bit more clarification around these levels to happen with any type of a consolidation pattern or any type of a reversal pattern or breaking out candlestick that may push the rally forward. However, for now, I'm still bullish on the price behavior. I'm not finding any type of a concern around however, still overbought, but right now selling position or shorting position right now is kind of stupid for me, but for those that already has made the profit, you may cut off some of the position. So for now, as a summarization, I do find that Bitcoin may hang around at this current valuation with some consolidation pattern to build, and then supposedly rally upwards to 37k in the fourth quarter of this year. But for now, there are not very obvious signals that may be qualified as the recommendable to take. But as I said, shorting from here is absolutely forbidden in my view. All right, so we are jumping to another element that's a spook ultimately over. That's what I wanted to question. So the listed and inactive coins has spiked, and you may think that it's absolutely negative for crypto industry, but I do find rather that's the opportunity. So the old type of tokens that are not really regulatory compliant are erased from the playing board, but those new that are already adapted, that has already adapted to this very unstable situation are right now entering. There are not many of them, therefore this delisting process is taking place very heavily. But even though those exchanges as Coinbase and Binance have dropped more than 100 tokens this month alone, in the long run, it's the thing that is unscared and it should eventually bring some of the positive outlook for the sector itself by more clear guidance with these tokens eventually bringing a new role and new model of functioning on the more transparent type of roles. So despite all of this, I do find that right now the market might be overbought. So Fear and Greed Index is reaching 72 points. That's normally where you don't want to buy the tokens. So final thoughts and Q&A. So what does all mean about Bitcoin and the sort of asset you might consider buying via an ETF for your portfolio? So I have one of the sticking point here. The first one is that even though the Bitcoin has a room to grow based on, among others, the cost of mining, right now on majority of metrics we are overbought. So over time we may eventually get back to these times and just find out that it was the great opportunity to buy Bitcoin anyway, as the Bitcoin may exceed over 60,000 in 2024. But right now, supposedly by analyzing the move of whales and other type of professional wallets, that they are awaiting for another type of a consolidation or a dip when they will have a capability to load up. And right now, for those that are maybe seeking for a little bit more stability, that's another sticky point, is that they may eventually turn to to gold eventually, even though it risen very much lately. It is not that volatile as the BTC itself. So those that are not very familiar with this type of a volatility, that are for those that are newcomers, I do recommend for now risking a very low amount of money or turning just for a while, just for the stabilization, turning to the gold market. Thank you very much for listening. That's it for today's episode. Let me know down below the video what's your point on Bitcoin. Are you buying or sitting on the sideline waiting for a pullback? Thank you very much, and see you at the next episode.